Hello fan spinners! Today I have for you 5 super easy S-relation tricks for beginners. And you guys, I love the S-relation with fans. I absolutely adore the tricks that I see with these fans. I love when people use them. I think it's just so pretty and it's simple, but it's wow, and I just love it. And I'm all out of coffee. Let's just get started. Alright, so before anything else, the S-relation is when your fans are facing different directions to make this kind of S shape. And it's still an S even if it goes to the side and makes this weird little N kind of shape. You can invert it, face it any direction. So the first trick we're going to do is S isolations. An isolation is when you take one part of the prop, in this case it's one of the wicks of our fan, and it's going to stay right where it is while the rest of the fan moves around that point. So no matter where this is going, this wick is staying right here. And you can do that with any point on the fan. So you could even isolate this wick right there, or the center wick. So when you do the S isolation, I'm gonna come back here so it all fits on screen. We're gonna start here with the S sideways in front of us. The fan that's facing down is going to move across to the other side and make an S this way. So we're going to isolate this point right here. So we're going to lift the S so that that bottom wick stays right where it is. Go up and then all the way back down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. You may need to step over. Cross, isolate this inner wick. Back where you're starting. So when you come behind, you get this really cool elliptical shape very briefly before you go back to the S. I personally like to go over. I like this X relation to get it going. Either way is totally fine. Next up, we're gonna have some fun with folds. Now fold, if we isolate the bottom wick, a fold will come around and it'll have one brief moment of blocking that point and coming down. So it looks like you're folding over a piece of paper. So if you do it in S relation, that's basically the S fold. But it gets more fun than that. So your hand is going to start with the palm out, and it's going to come in and it's going to go back out again. So I'll show you what it looks like with one fan. Palm out, palm in, palm out again. And then you can just go back up. It's the same thing with the other one. Palm in and back out. And you can also fold both of the bottom wicks to kind of just do that. And you can use it as a turn. This next trick is super pretty and it's a great transition if you need to get to something else and do other things. And I will show you what I mean by that. First, the trick itself is just taking the S relation and turning it into C relation, which is when both of your fans are facing together. And then opening it back up again. And yes, you're isolating one point on the fan. And of course you can have them moving at the same time to kind of continuously open and close and make it super pretty. So let's say you watched my last video and you learned the crosser reel, which looks like this. And then you stop here. Where can you go from here? S relation into isos. Ah! Look at that, transitions. But even if you don't use it as a transition, you can still do with it. This is 9 grid kind of theory that I'm playing with here. I'm sure you've seen that. If you haven't seen any videos on 9 grid theory, I will post links to it down below. I do recommend watching them and getting a feel for it, even if you don't follow BTG entirely. It definitely helps you grasp other concepts for tricks. It helps you kind of learn to experiment with what you're doing. So definitely check those videos out. Next up, stacks. Stacks are exactly what they sound like. You're basically just stacking one fan on top of the other, keeping that S relation. So you're just gonna let the fan go, and you're gonna kind of swing it up. You're mostly gonna use the momentum of that gravitational pull and a little bit of force from your arm to just swing it up. And then as you swing it up, this fan is gonna come down, because otherwise you just end up like way up here. Of course, if you don't bring your fan down, you could always just use that into an S flip. Ah! And then to go down, you just flick it in the other direction and come down. And move the fan upwards. Ah. Yeah, I don't think this trick has a name. So this trick I actually learned from my good friend Mateus, and it kind of just happened while we were just messing around with our fans, not doing anything, in particular, just kind of messing around. And he did this trick, and he goes, "Oh, that was cool, I like that." And of course I saw it, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, what was that witchcraft?" And that witchcraft was this. And it looks really complicated, but all that's happening is the bottom fan is just doing a spin. And then when you go back up, spin the other way. And while it spins, the top fan is just going to travel just like this in a static grip back down here to recreate that S shape. Again, ha, and then to go back up, ha. My favorite way to get into this starting position is kind of start in C relation over here and just wacha. And this is easy too. The outer fan is just gonna open up, swing open, just like a door over here. And then this fan is just gonna pull back. And then when you get down here, isolate this top wick. Isolations! Ah! It is so flipping cold outside. I don't like winter, you guys. I like it. I like it when I can stay indoors. Anyways, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope you play around with these tricks. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it or have suggestions for future videos, go ahead and comment, leave a comment down below, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more videos like it. I will see you in the next video, and I hope you're well until then.